Hey everybody, Aaron here. Welcome back to the anime review. Today we're looking at episode 9 of Violet Evergarden. So, like I said to you guys yesterday in Dame X Prince Anime Caravan review, but not everyone wants to watch that obviously. I wanted to review Violet Evergarden today only because it came out really late yesterday, and I figured, you know what, there's no point to really do it like 10 o'clock at night, so I was like, you know what, I'll just do it in the morning. I kind of wanted to do it yesterday though, because out of all the episodes we've seen of Violet Evergarden, this has to be probably my favorite episode so far. The raw emotions, the concept of what we got, and the realization that most likely, the Major is probably dead. That was very, very harsh. And there was one moment that I thought maybe the Major could still be alive. It's not because of the previous episodes, because of what one of the characters, the lieutenant, said. To the one girl, I can't remember her name, but she's like the leader of all the she's like the more well known of the auto memoir dolls. But the thing was that he says that they knew of his whereabouts or something like that, or kind of alluded to the fact that he wasn't dead completely. So I'm like thinking, what if he did somehow survive that? What if there's a little bit to it? But it could have been symbolism too, so I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like he's dead, and I told a lot of my commenters on the previous reviews that I think Violet Evergarden works better if the Major stays dead. The reason for that is that we have Violet going through right now probably the biggest change in her character because of all the stuff she's dealt with and how she's now dealing with actual emotions for the first time. Her character was shown to be very stoic and just almost like foregone from just the world in general because of her training in military, and also because of her being raised as a child soldier. So she had really no emotions. I mean, like we know she still is trying to figure out what love actually means. But what's interesting is that we're starting to see her character develop into something. She's starting to understand raw emotions, and you see it with her crying. You see her with getting angry when she couldn't find the Major and is just tormented by horrible dreams of the incident that happened. It was such a strong moment. And what I loved is when she got a letter from one of the characters from way back in like the third or second episode. It was the brother who had been getting into street fights because after the war he got into the thing with the sister and all that, and the parents died. If you guys remember that one, he specifically hired her to write a letter for his sister, even though as weird as that might have sounded to him. He wanted to say that he wanted to thank her for helping him get back on his feet and actually going back into the workforce and not being just a bum that he was becoming. And I think Violet started realizing that the power of letters is probably what's going to save her. Whether she realizes it or not, it's definitely going to be what helps her as a character grow from further on, because we're starting to see that when she read the letter from her friends that also work at the Auto Memoir dolls, they all said that they were there for her if she needed it, and they hoped she would come back as soon as possible from her vacation, quote unquote. But they knew that she was going through a rough time, but they also saw the same thing we saw, is that she's growing as a character, and her influence has touched other characters so far. In many ways, episode 9 almost felt like a kind of conclusion to like a series of stories, because we saw several characters from the last 8 episodes going around and doing what they're doing because they've met Violet. And as the guy said, Lieutenant said, you can't undo the killings and all that she did. That's impossible. But her letters and stuff like that in the future can make a big difference, and that's what's going to definitely be something for her character that, we're going to see, I think, more of these letters come out, more of these stories, and it's just going to shape her more and more as a character. But I am very curious how they're going to go from here, because it's like, this episode, like I said a moment ago, felt like a conclusion episode. In many ways, it had that feel to it, where you saw these different characters and their lives going on. Like you had the one guy that was I forgot what his exact title was. He was a scribe. That's what it was. He was a scribe who now wanted to go on an adventure. He's finally doing that. He's going on an adventure, and you see obviously the brother and sister, they're getting together. Not together in a bad way. I mean, like, they're getting closer together because they were kind of having their relationship broken apart. You see the one that she helped with the marriage in that royalty area. She's getting along with her husband. You're seeing all these lives being touched, and it's because of Violet's letters and because of just her in general. So these people are affecting her whether she believes it or not, and I think that's really cool to see as a character. And this is what I wanted from the show. I wanted this emotion because I knew this show had it in it. You know, I know a lot of people gave me flack for not liking the first like several episodes or having issues with certain episodes here and there because Violet was repeating same lines over and over again, and I always kept saying it's not because her character is bad. I loved her character, but I wanted more out of this story. I knew what they can do more of these war stories. They could have pushed her character further. They could have pushed the emotions further. And lo and behold, with the last like maybe 5 or 6 episodes, it has been a lot stronger. And I'm really happy about that. What did you guys think about this week's episode, though? I would love to hear from you in the comments below. As always, guys and girls, if you like my reviews, think about hitting that subscribe button and, you know, checking my videos out. Also, liking the video and share the video around with others. And check out my Patreon if you want. Also, I will talk to you guys later. I have 2 other reviews today. I have Death March coming out probably in a little while, and I also have I believe your Love Is Like After the Rain, which also came out a little bit, so I'm gonna have both of those reviewed as soon as I can. I'll talk to you guys later. God bless you all. If I don't see you in my next review, bye everyone.